Good day, YouTube modeling community. Welcome to Morris Custom Model Shop. As always, God bless all here. James Morris here. Today I wanted to introduce you to one of my builds that I finished right before I started doing videos for YouTube. This is one you may have seen a picture or two of. It's called Uncle Earl's Chevy. It's Uncle Earl's 55. My uncle in 55 bought a brand new 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the column, 55 Chevy. He lived in Virginia and was driving back and forth to Dayton during the week he'd work and come home on the weekends. Along about 61, the old 6-cylinder was getting pretty weak and tired, and he inquired about having it rebuilt. And the man at the local gas station said he could rebuild it for him, but he had a wreck out back of a newer car that he could just pull the engine out of and put in it a whole lot cheaper. Well, what it turned out to be was a 61 Corvette. It was a Fuelie engine, and somebody had taken the fuel injection off top of it, so they put a single 4-barrel manifold on it and a large Rochester carburetor from a Cadillac and fixed it up like that for him. The 3-speed on the column wouldn't hold the power of that engine, so he had to have it put in the floor. But he left the column shifter hanging because he thought one day he might rebuild the 6 and put it back original. And it turned out as a funny thing, but on his way home one weekend, some boys in a new Cadillac were trying to race everybody coming down Interstate 75, and they kept picking on people. Well, this car with this V8 and that low geared rear end from the 6-cylinder, it would fly. He took me and my dad for a ride. It hit 90 mile an hour in second gear, and my dad just put his foot against the gear shift, told him that was enough, he could take him home. Well, anyway, he's going down the Interstate 75, and these guys are trying to pick a race with him, and they got up side of him. He'd ease up even with them, then they'd ease out in front. He'd ease up even with them. They started out probably about 75. Well, when they hit about 90, Uncle Earl looked over at the boys in the Cadillac, grabbed that old column shifter, shoved it up in second gear and tromped it to the floor and just left them sitting. And he said the last he saw of them, their eyes about as big as saucers, seeing this old bald-headed man shift a 6-cylinder Chevy in the second gear at 90 mile an hour and run off and leave them. Sound kind of funny to me. I'd love to have been there. When I built this one, I wanted to be true to what he had, so I used a later model 6 in there. See if I can get a little more light on that where you can see it a little bit better. A little bit later model V8, I mean. It's a 283 because I used the ram's horn exhaust. It's got the Corvette valve covers. Has a Cadillac air cleaner on it. All the wiring, everything like that's in it. Ohio license plates from 61. I did the exhaust exactly the way he had it. He had the regular stock exhaust running to the back, and the other one just a muffler and tailpipe hanging down from underneath it. And that's the way I did that one. It was a bench seat car, as you can see inside there. I don't know if that's going to show up good enough for you or not. Yeah, can't get enough light on it. See if it'll zoom in a little bit there. But I created a bench seat. That's actually one out of a 57 Chevy that I recontoured and reupholstered to look like a 55. Used the dog dish hubcaps and all like that. Even went so far as to sand the V8s off the back of the fenders where it showed the V8 there on the fenders right in here. I took that off because his car didn't have either of the V's under the Chevy emblem. He was a nice fella and a character, so I built this in his honor. That's about the color it was. Just one of those stories from the past. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Good night.